What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to the channel. Thank you so much for watching and subscribing. We've got a great video for you guys today. We're going to talk about why Instacart drivers are quitting pretty frequently right now. Before we jump into today's video, we want to give a quick shout out to today's sponsor, Play Octopus. For those of you that don't know about Play Octopus, this is the best third-party platform out there for rideshare drivers. Play Octopus is a company that sends you a tablet for free. You can attach that tablet to your headrest, and customers can play games while you drive Uber and Lyft. I think more drivers need to be doing this. I've taken quite a few Ubers myself as a passenger recently, and I haven't seen one driver that has it. The reality is, this is amazing for multiple options. For one, you're getting paid if they're using the tablet. So if they're on there playing games or just fiddling around on it, you're making more money. The second reason I think it's amazing is having this additional form of entertainment is a great way to keep passengers entertained and happy with your ride and service. Sometimes that's really difficult to do. You're not the greatest conversationalist, or whatever the reason is, being able to offer this is amazing. And the third reason is it's a conversation starter. We all know that sometimes the most awkward part of the ride is kind of figuring out if you should or shouldn't say anything. Sometimes you feel like you need to have a reason to say anything. And honestly, after a while, I just get sick of being like, hey, how's your day going today? Because some people just don't respond the best to that. But when you have a reason to talk to them and say, hey, I just wanted you to know that tablet on your headrest has a lot of cool features. It's got trivia, different games. You can check the weather, a lot of local stuff as well. If you'd like, fool around on it. Let me know if you have any questions, and enjoy your ride, you know? Now this is a great way where you have a reason to talk to them, and if they want to talk more, they might even be curious and ask questions. That's what I've seen the most in my case. But I think at the end of the day, like I said, it just gives you that reason to have the conversation. So check it out, guys. Let's dive in. Alrighty. So I think the biggest reason Instacart drivers are quitting right now, and this is something we've had a lot of our listeners email us about, is that there's a lot more grocery delivery apps now. Even apps like Postmates and stuff will allow the courier to do some grocery delivery. So it's an extremely crowded market, but I also think the grocery delivery brings in a lot more drivers / couriers than a lot of the other gig platforms. The reason being, this is a phenomenal service for the stay-at-home mom who wants to just make some extra money while the kids are at school. I mean, there's nothing better, you know, for a lot of people than just going and picking up groceries. So this platform became extremely crowded. In 2020, it saw massive growth. I remember I had an order once where the courier at the time told me that he was making almost at least $25 an hour. During that stage of where the world was at, people were so happy for the service that he said he was getting $50 tips a lot of times because they were so thankful. So that created a massive spike. Tons of people started signing up to deliver for Instacart. And on top of that, there was numerous gig economy drivers like myself who did Uber and Lyft were like, man, I got to check this out, throw this into my, gig economy schedule, maybe do it full time, at least for now. So there was a massive spike of people that were delivering. And so what happened is there was just way more drivers wanting to deliver than there were passengers ordering. So everybody's just sitting around waiting for a batch, hoping they get a ping, and it wasn't happening. On top of that, in the last quarter, their sales were 4% lower than in the previous quarter. Obviously a big problem there. So why is that? Well, people were getting back out themselves. So there was a time where people didn't want to go to the grocery store, as you guys are well aware. Then some things changed and people felt safe going to the grocery store again. At the end of the day, it's like, if you're just sitting at home and you got nothing to do and you got you got to get groceries, you're probably paying, I would guess, an extra $50 to $100 with tip to have someone deliver. So it's a good amount of savings if you're going yourself, especially if you are getting groceries week in and week out. So I think those are the two biggest contributing factors, is you had a ton of delivery drivers join, combined with people felt safe enough to go get their groceries again on their own. So they say that you can still make about $15 an hour in many markets, but again, this comes down to a lot of gig economy jobs where once you factor in gas and things like that, you have to decide if it's worth it. I do think in a way, $15 an hour on Instacart goes further than $15 an hour goes on Uber, Lyft, or a lot of gig economy platforms where you're driving around constantly, though. That is something to factor in because a lot of the money you make is in the time that you're in the store. Versus Uber and Lyft, you're driving around to pick up, to drop off, to pick up, to drop off, and then in between, if you're an idiot, you're driving around waiting for the app to ping you. So $15 an hour probably stretches a little bit further with Instacart simply because you're spending less gas overall. But then on the other side of it, you get a lot of those deliveries, as you guys know, where you're dropping off 30, 40 miles out because other people won't take it. So because there's so many more drivers, you have to decide if you want to take those long deliveries or not. And if you do, now you are eating into your gas cost a lot higher. Now in most cases there's a wait list. So some drivers have reported waiting, up to an hour to get their next delivery. And I think for most, they've seen that while there was a really great rush and spike with Instacart probably in 2020, it's definitely died down to the point where it's probably not worth your time for the most case anymore. So to me, that's why most drivers are quitting for Instacart. It's just not what it used to be. Anyways, hope you guys enjoyed this video. Please like, share, comment, subscribe. Definitely check out Play Octopus, linked in the description below. This is the best service out there for you guys, I promise. Stay safe out there more than anything, and stay tuned for more updates.